American Romantic writers lived in and frequently wrote about New England. But the geography of the Romantic imagination did not begin and end with the East Coast. The West, the expanding frontier, beckoned Romantic artists, and indeed all of America, with its promise of freedom, prosperity, and self-determination. The concept of the journey, the escape from the constraints of civilization to the unspoiled world of nature, was vital to Romanticism in both Europe and America. But the American Romantics had an advantage over their European counterparts. America, with its unexplored wilderness and the promise of westward expansion, offered real and not just poetic possibilities for the outward journey. American writers found that they could express the romantic yearning for escape through uniquely American subjects. The poet William Cullen Bryant found inspiration by seeking out what he called scenes of wild grandeur peculiar to our country. As the 19th century progressed, books, newspapers, and magazines about frontier adventures continued to be widely read by a captivated American public. Henry David Thoreau spoke for many when he said,
"Eastward I go only by force, but westward I go free. We go westward as into the future with a spirit of enterprise and adventure."
And go west they did. Thousands of Americans made their own personal journeys into the vast and unknown wilderness of the American frontier. Eastern cities and towns were becoming increasingly dirty, crowded, and unhealthy. These conditions encouraged many people to get away from the East. The discovery of gold in California and the availability of prairie land for farming only served to make the lure of the West stronger. First a few, then dozens, then thousands of people headed west in search of a new life. It was the romantic journey made real and manifest. Throughout the 19th century, tens of thousands of settlers made the dangerous journey across the overland trails. Wagons broke down and horses collapsed under the strain. Susan Shelby McGoffin left for Santa Fe in 1845 when she was just 18 years old. In a diary of her travels, she noted,
"Worse and worse the road. We came to camp about half an hour after dusk, having accomplished the great travel of 600 or 800 yards during the day."
But to writer Washington Irving, the journey was still more romantic adventure than grueling hardship.
Indeed, I can scarcely conceive a kind of life more calculated to put both mind and body in a healthful tone. A morning's ride of several hours, diversified by hunting incidents, an encampment in the afternoon, on the borders of a stream, an evening banquet of venison fresh killed, relished with an appetite unknown to the gourmets of the cities.
Cultured New England writers like Irving and James Fenimore Cooper fed a nation hungry for frontier adventure through their evocative images of the mythic West. When the frontier closed in 1890, the romantic myth could have died, but the idealized West, as captured in the imagination, in literature, and in art, still remains an inviting and intriguing adventure.